Is there a type of exercise that's better for detox, better for weight loss, and stress reduction? Oh, and this is the best part. It takes less time. There really is, honestly. There really is a type of exercise that is better for all of those things and yet takes less time.
They might be questioning that.
Yeah, I know, because people think more is better, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, when it comes to exercise, more is not necessarily better. So let's talk about this. You remember the days of the aerobics, where everyone was in the room for hours and upon hours? And how about the aerobics instructor that taught class after class after class? And I know people can relate to this. She wasn't necessarily what you'd expect. We'll just leave it at that, right?
Right.
So wait, what is it? So does more better? Well, look, I've said this in the past, and I'll say it again, even in some of the past videos, that weight loss has more to do with hormones than even what you eat. Well, I'll say it like this because this is an exercise piece. Weight loss actually has more to do with hormones than even the exercise that you do. However, this type of exercise affects hormones so much that it actually works better for weight loss, detox, which we'll explain, and also stress reduction. Because look, it is all about hormones, folks. If you have learned anything so far, and if it's about hormones, it's about what? The cell. So why? Look, all of those things, whether it's detox, whether it's weight loss or stress reduction, they have something in common with something called inflammation. See, this type of exercise that we're going to show you today, and there's going to be some variations here, all of it reduces inflammation because it makes the cell more sensitive to hormones. That's the key to weight loss. If you remember that one video I did, right? So it makes the cell more sensitive to certain hormones and downregulates inflammation. Matter of fact, this exercise, which is simply high intensity exercise, and I know what you're thinking, I can't do that. No. Everybody, if you're 80 years old at home, you can do high intensity exercise. We'll show you that, okay? But high intensity exercise, the reason why it downregulates inflammation and therefore better for detox, weight loss, and removal of stress is because it pushes hormones in the correct direction. So that aerobics instructor or that 5-mile jog that you do, that actually pushes down hormones that help you recover. That actually can cause inflammation, more oxidative stress.
Wow. So,
and I'm not against aerobic exercise because, that's what it's called. But high intensity exercise for detox purposes, weight loss purposes, and stress removal is better because it moves growth hormone up. That's the key. When you do the endurance exercise, there's a trending down of growth hormone. So if you're interested in these things, which we are in this program, this is the exercise that we want to do, high intensity exercise. So, I know back in the day, we said, hey, keep your heart rate in the what zone? They wanted you to keep your heart rate in the fat burning zone, right? So they had you on the treadmill, don't go up, don't go up. So the question is, when you're in that zone, do you burn more fat in that zone? It's a trick question.
I'm not sure.
You do. You do.
but don't you also burn something else with the fat?
Well, the problem is so when you're on the treadmill for that hour, you're burning more fat, right?
Okay.
You're in that zone. They say it takes maybe 20 minutes to get there, and then you're burning fat. The question, though, is what happens after?
Okay.
See, because that's what studies show is different. So what you burn during exercise, studies show you burn the opposite later. Okay, so let's reverse it. I think we'll understand. So in other words, high intensity exercise, do you burn fat when we're going to do this high intensity exercise? Are we burning fat? No, you caught on. Yeah, so you're not burning fat, you're burning what? What do you think you're burning when you're doing this high intensity?
Sugar, glycogen.
Yes, you're burning sugar. So why, Dr. Paul, why is that good? You know, because I want to burn fat. No, but the studies show what you burn after is key, because when you burn up all your stored glycogen, sugar, what happens then is later on, because you get this massive rise in growth hormone, what happens is you burn fat for at least 36 hours. So here's the question. Okay. Sandra, I'll ask you the question. Would you rather burn fat for 1 hour, okay, or 30 minutes,
okay,
or for a day and a half?
A day and a half.
Okay.
And if I was paying attention correctly, you said this type of training you do in a shorter amount of time. So for all of us who have crazy schedules and can't spend an hour at the gym, this is a phenomenal
She
solution.
did. She did the work for me because that was
I
my
was
next.
listening.
My next question was, okay, yeah, you said you'd rather burn it for a day and a half, but I'm not telling you to exercise for a day and a half. And then, would you rather exercise longer or less? Now,
Absolutely not.
some of you may say longer. I get that. However, most people would say shorter.
Shorter, because we just don't have the time.
How about 10 minutes 3 times a week?
Love it.
10 minutes 3 times a week. Can you do that? Can you do 10 minutes 3 times a week? That's really all it takes. And again, studies show that 10 minutes 3 times a week is actually more effective than doing a lot more. Now, a highly trained athlete can do more, should do more, and they're going to get benefit. But for the average person, less is best. So let's show you some really cool stuff that you can do at home that is really, really easy. But according to studies, it works better for detox because growth hormone up. It's about hormones, down-regulating inflammation, weight loss, and stress removal. I think that's the most important reason we want you to do this type of exercise. But before I show you that, I want to give you a detox exercise that is really amazing for opening up downstream detox pathways, and that's really important in this program. And this is one you actually can do every day, and I believe through the program you should do every day. Okay, so Warren, you're going to be my test subject here. So we can do this actually as a warm-up even before we get into the high intensity. But what this exercise does, we call it the windmill, and it opens up your lymphatic drainage. See, the lymph system is designed to clear your blood of toxins. That's what it does, but there's no pump associated with it. So therefore, people that sit all day long, which sounds like America, right? And we don't have much movement during the day, our lymphatic system actually slows down, and therefore it can affect our detox pathways. And we don't want to back up toxins, we want to get rid of toxins. So the main lymphatic channels are actually right here down the back. So if we just vibrate them or stimulate them, it works magic in the lymphatic system because it does not have a pump. So we're going to create our own pump. So you already know how to do the exercise.
I do.
I could explain it, but it's really not an explanation. You have to watch, so let's watch. Here's how you do it.
Pretty simple.
Yeah, pretty simple.
Loose arms.
Yeah, he's going to explain it.
I'm going to train you here a little bit because I know how to do this.
It's true.
This
It's
is one.
true. Uh-huh.
This is one that I love. You can do this every day, and it makes you feel great. It
Yeah,
really
absolutely.
just oxygenates your brain, all kinds of good things. But loose arms, loose fists. Okay.
Loose arms is the key. Or
Loose
you're
arms,
just.
and it's the windmill, so
Yeah.
it's almost like your arms are completely relaxed.
We
And
should
what
really
I'm-
call it the whacking windmill.
And what I'm going to do is turn around for you guys and show you what I'm hitting. So let me do that.
So the lymphatic trunks is really what he's hitting. And really it just creates vibration. And vibration moves lymph. I mean, it is that simple. And let me tell you something. If you do this for 1 week every day, I promise you'll notice a difference in your energy levels just because of it's moving out stuff that's probably been there for a long time. That's how effective this is.
Dr. Pompa, can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Could you do this at your office, at work?
Anytime. Matter of fact, you can actually do that multiple times a day. But I at least want you to do it 1 time a day. You can at least do that. So whether it's when you first get up or like I said, I like to do things like that like during my day when I'm sitting just to get up because it gets you out of the chair. But more importantly, we want the lymphatic system moving. And it looks so simple, but it really does work. So, okay,
That's
so
great.
that we do every day. Now this we're gonna do every other day, okay, the high intensity exercise. So we're gonna give you a bunch of different variations. I said that this can be done for someone who's 80 or someone who is really in shape like you all and ready to go. So we're gonna make sure that we have some variation here. But it is simply this. If we activate our upper body and lower body, it gets the heart rate up. The key to high intensity exercise is getting the heart rate up, and I hate using percentages, but there's those people out there that are gonna ask, at least to 80% of your maximum heart rate.
Okay.
I think it even works at 70, but the point is here's how you want, so I'm not gonna test my heart rate. If you're breathing heavy and you can't talk, you went high enough. Is that better? That way you don't have to be worrying about your heart rate. So if you're trying to talk, then you went high enough, okay? So you really want to be huffing, that's high intensity. In the fat burning zone, which we don't want to do for this, you can talk pretty easy during the fat burning zone. So that's what we don't want. So that helps you with the amount of intensity, but promise you this, if you do these, I don't care how good of shape you're in, and how good of shape you are in, you absolutely are going to breathe heavy. I mean, I'm in really good shape right now. I do a lot of exercise. Warren, I know you are, and you exercise all the time. You will see us all huffing, although I'm not going to do it, but I would huff. Okay, so let's just start with the basic squat thrust with no jump. Okay, so just demonstrate that. Go ahead and up and down. So what we're doing is they're activating the largest muscle groups in the body, which is the glute, your butt, and your thighs, okay, to keep it simple, and also moving their upper body. So move your arms, get your arms up. Yeah, either forward, I like that. She's doing something. The point is it's upper body, lower body, which makes your heart beat. And of course, you want to keep this going for at least a minute. Okay, so we want to do at least a minute. Can I do 2? Can I do 3? Yes. But you want to rest about 2 or 3 minutes. So a minute or 2 on. So you would do this, you could do this as fast as you can for 60 seconds and then rest at least 2 minutes. Now, if you're still huffing, rest longer. You want it to where you're calm down. Okay, so let's pretend we did it a minute. Now let's rest.
Check,
okay?
can you speed it up?
So now these two aren't breathing that heavy. Maybe a little bit. You're labored, but we don't have them at the intensity that you need. Would you agree with that?
Yes, I would
Okay.
agree.
Yeah. Okay. But some of you out there, that's all you need. Now let's add one component for those in better shape. Now, as you're going to progress, some of you may start here and go, "I'm breathing after a minute." Great. I can't talk. But then after a while, you may not be. So then let's add something else. Let's add the jump. Go ahead. So now this actually, by the way, is another lymphatic mover. When you jump, in that gravity actually moves lymph too. So you'll see this in lymph exercises, by the way. But I promise you, a minute of this, I don't care how good of shape you're in, you're going to be huffing. Okay? So just the jump makes it do. Now I'm going to stop because I'm going to need these guys. So if I can,
I'm burning.
Yeah, you're right. You're burning, right?
Feel it,
Yeah,
yeah.
I see. I hear you breathing. Yeah, exactly. So one simple thing, adds another level of intensity. Let's bring it up another notch.
Okay.
Because this could be the third level. Let's grab those dumbbells. Okay, now you can buy dumbbells at any fitness place. The big chains sell them. I mean, they're not that expensive. I think dumbbells may be $20 or something like that. So maybe not these chrome ones, but they have other ones. Okay, so now we're going to do the same thing. I'm not giving you, typically you'd rest at least 2 or 3 minutes, maybe 4 for some people.
Let the heart rate.
So, but you guys are in really good shape. We're going to act like we rested just for the video. So now we're going to do the same thing. Push the dumbbells over your head. Okay? You're going to curl. So you're going to go down, curl, push up. Go down, curl, push. That's it. Exactly. So now we're working the shoulders, the biceps. Of course, you're working your glutes and your thighs. There, that's good. Side view. So there you go. So we're working now many muscles. And of course, if you go faster, it's going to increase more. Now, I've seen people do this even jumping. That's a little complicated, perhaps. You start
Should
doing
we jump,
more weights.
Warren? Should we
yeah,
try?
you can try it. Yeah, see, Warren did it. There
On
you
the
go.
way up?
Yeah. So you push it up and then jump with it up in the air. And that, of course, that's another level of intensity.
That's great.
So, okay. All right. So that is, that's your, it gets your heart rate up fast, right? So again, here's the thing. Look, how many times do I do that? Studies show at least 3 times. If you're in better shape, you could do it 4, 5, or 6, of course, but at least 3 times, at least a minute, 3 sets, 2 minutes, rest in between. Studies show you actually raise growth hormone the most. You get the most bang for your buck, so to speak. Could some people, the more in shape you get, the more you can do? Yeah, that may help, but most of you, 3 sets. So think about it.
That's great.
If you're doing 3 sets, it takes you a minute to do it. You're resting a couple minutes, 3. You're talking about 10 minutes. Now, what about doing it every day? Does that help? Well, again, studies show because you're burning fat, your growth hormone's up for that 36 hours, resting a day, especially for the average person, actually they got more fat loss, more hormone rise. Therefore, that's going to benefit us even the most. So there you go. So take a day off.
So simple.
10 minutes, once a day, every other day. Okay, what I want to do now is go ahead and put the dumbbells down. I want you to grab the chair, and I'm going to have something for you to show in a minute, the real advanced stuff. But I want you to show the cellular detox exercises kind of done a little bit more simple for someone who needs a little bit more support. I said this is good for people who are 80 years old, so you might need a chair. So let's do the same thing, just the squat part with a chair balance,
And
okay?
I think there's 2 ways.
You could do it in front of the chair or behind. So go ahead and demonstrate
A lot of
that
folks,
first.
knee surgery is popular these days, but you start doing true cellular detox, inflammation is going to go down.
That's true.
So before you get your knee surgery,
So do it with that, just using that as a resting point. So now just going up and down, and of course moving your arms up and down, whatever you can get it going more. There you go. I don't recommend this one jumping, but if you were able to jump, you wouldn't need the chair, would you? So let's go around the back of the chair and let's show another way just for stabilization. And by the way, everybody can do this anywhere. When I go on, I travel a lot, I run the stairs. Okay, so running, the idea is to just get your heart rate up. I don't care if it's, running stairs. I don't care if it's carrying laundry up, grab the laundry basket and do 4 trips and rest for a couple minutes. I mean, it is that simple. So now, Warren, you could also do that with a little more intensity once you get, better. So now, there you go. There's a jump. There you go. So, and again, after a while, maybe you don't need the chair, right? So there, ditch the chair. Okay, so like I said, I think the point here is, it can be done anywhere. It can be done in a hotel room. It can be done at your office.
Yep.
You could do it with or without dumbbells. You don't need equipment. The idea is get your heart rate up for at least a minute
and the
rest
easiest
for a couple
thing
minutes.
you were saying is, as soon as you're breathing heavy, you did it right.
Yeah.
Because I think so many people are like, how do I do this correctly?
Right, absolutely. If you're breathing heavy and it's hard to talk, you've done it right. So now let's give them a real advanced,
Okay.
right? So we showed the easier version, but let's give people who really want to put some, multiple exercises together, which is obviously going to up the intensity. So I'm going to give it to you.
Okay, so this you would do 1 minute on, maybe 2 minutes off, or whatever your pace is. But we would shoot for 1 minute on, 2 minutes off.
Perfect.
3 times.
Unless my heart rate wasn't coming back down for some reason.
Unless your heart rate wasn't coming down exactly, and then you would rest until you're breathing normal.
Most people that would be doing this are more advanced, so I think 2 minutes is a really good resting time.
Okay.
So, okay.
So we're gonna do 4 runs in place with a high knee. I'll do it sideways, maybe you can do it forward. So we do 4 high knee runs, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 squat jumps. So down, up, and then a burpee. So you're gonna go straight to the floor, in, and up. And you keep it going consistently for a minute. So maybe we'll do a couple of them in a row.
Let's do 3.
3, okay, ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, squat jump, 2, and burpee down, and in, again. And you can go at your own pace with this, so you don't have to, it's not about going fast, it's about being consistent. Last one, 1, 2, 3, 4, squat jump, and down.
They're both breathing heavy, folks. I can hear it. Trust me. Yeah. Yeah. So there you go. Yeah. See, and again, it would be hard for her to talk. So I can give you a minute, but I mean, that was just like I said. That wasn't even a full minute, right? I mean,
right.
So obviously, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And
He's breaking a sweat. He's breaking a sweat. Yeah.
But to think, as you were saying, we could do that instead of an hour at the gym every day.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. I mean, and I know it's hard for people to believe, but this is what the studies show. Look, the bottom line is this. If this reduces inflammation more because we're pushing growth hormone up, this is going to help detox. This is obviously going to be better for weight loss. And it's going to reduce stress because remember, endurance training, actually there's a stress hormone called cortisol. So this actually helps lower cortisol levels, especially after a stressful event, which we don't want that cortisol remaining high because that puts you in a fat storing zone and it keeps you in a stressed out zone. So this actually lowers cortisol, raises growth hormone, which we need to recover, reduce inflammation. So look, it works. The studies show that it works, but the problem now is you actually have to do it. This one every day, this every other day, 10 minutes, you can give us that. So this is your program, and now it's based on your results.